everyone, it's Mari. I'm back again today with another project for Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be creating this really sweet thank you card using the freshly picked stencil. And the freshly picked stencil is so adorable. I absolutely love it. You can stencil out any of these different fruit images onto your project. And I wanted to work with strawberries today, as you saw from that card at the beginning of the video. And so I chose some Festive Berries Distress Oxide ink to stencil out onto my Nina Solar White cardstock here. So you'll just see me using my Honeybee Stamps blending brush and the Festive Berries to go ahead and stamp a bunch of those strawberries by turning the stencil in a variety of different directions, going off the edge of the paper in a few areas. And you can also see that I've used my purple tape to block off the areas on the stencil near that strawberry because I don't want to go into another one of the areas on the stencil that's open and create a problem with getting that red ink where I don't want it. So you can just see how that tape just protects the other areas that I want to remain white. So there you can see I have all of my berries stenciled out now. I love how that looks. And I'm going to just use the area of the stencil now to create the seeds. So there's a little part of the stencil that's specifically for stenciling the little strawberry seeds on. And so I took some black soot and my tiniest blending brush and added those little seeds. And now I'm taking some mowed lawn and I'm adding the part of the stencil that is the strawberry top. So once again, I've just taped off the areas of the stencil that I don't want open. And I'm only stenciling on that area where the little strawberry top is. And you just add it on. You can totally see it's so easy where that needs to go to add that onto your berry. And so once I've got that all finished, I am going to go on to my next step. You can see how cute that looks. I wanted to create a shaker element on this card. So I took the double stitched ovals dies. I took one of the smaller ovals, cut out the center of the card front, and also cut out around the edge of the card with the A2 double stitched frames, so that now I have a stitched oval in the center and stitching detail around the outside edge of my card panel. Now I'm taking a little bit of tape runner and I'm going to add that to the opposite side or the back side of my card front here. And I'm going to stick down a piece of acetate as part of my shaker element. And this is going to just provide that backing or the house of my shaker element area. Now I am going to take some double-sided foam adhesive here and I'm going to just double it over so that it's double thick. And I'm going to cut that strip of double-sided foam adhesive in half. And I'm going to use that to create my little shaker well. So the little well or area where I'm going to put my little sequin mix. So I'm taking the backing off the foam adhesive and I'm going to just turn it around so that it's all the way around the edge of the oval. And I'm going to do that with the other piece as well, trim off the excess, and you can just see how that's creating my little spot there where I'm going to put my shaker sequin mix. Trim that off, and I'm going to use that extra little bit on the other areas of around that oval, and I'll actually cover that whole back of this card front with the foam adhesive so that it's all really dimensional and will go down onto my card base. Now I am going to add my sequin mix in here with my Nouveau spoon. I just want to make sure that I get a variety of sizes of these little bits. This is the strawberry daiquiri sequin mix. It is so cute and perfect for these strawberry images that I have stenciled on the front of the card. Now I'm taking another piece of acetate and I'm just going to stick that on the back. I want my oval to be see-through because I'm going to take that piece that I've cut out, that oval chunk that got cut out from the front, and I'm going to back my little shaker element with that by sticking that oval down onto another piece of cardstock and then just sticking my card front onto and over top of that. So this is all going to be adhered down just with some tape runner. Now I have added tape runner onto the back of my whole shaker element panel and it's going to go onto that green card base. I'm going to take the stamp from the freshly picked stamp set, that is the strawberry, and I'm going to stamp that out with some Versa Fine Onyx Black waterproof ink onto some watercolor paper. And I'm going to do that 3 times. I'm only going to use 2 of these strawberries. The first one didn't turn out very well. I didn't like, I actually went outside of the lines. And I didn't like how it looked. So I'm going to add a couple of other ones here. I only wanted 2 anyways. I just wanted to make sure I stamped a few so that if I did mess up with one, then I'd have more, which is always good to do. This is a silver watercolor brush. I believe this one is a size 2. And I've just stamped out my festive berries and mowed lawn inks onto my waffle flower mat. And I'm just going to pick up the ink off of the mat there just with my watercolor brush. And I do have a little bit of water off to the side there just that I'm dipping into whenever I want to get a little bit of water in my brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and use that festive berries to watercolor the red part of my berries. And then of course the mowed lawn to finish off the stem of my strawberries with green. And just go ahead and finish that stem there. You'll just see me quickly do that once again, like I said, with that mowed lawn. And I really like how this is going to look when it's all finished up. And it just has a little bit of a different look than the stenciled ink, but it's just a neat contrast, I think, to the look of the stenciling. Now I am going to go ahead and use the companion honey cuts for the freshly picked stamps, and I'm going to die cut those berries, and I'm also going to stamp out a sentiment, and this is the freshly picked sentiments. They're actually called perfect sentiments, and the perfect sentiments have companion dies, which is genius. So I'm going to stamp out the sentiment that I want, which is thank you very much. Stamp that out with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink again with my Mini Misty. And now I'm just going to use the companion die to die cut that sentiment out, which will be so great. And I'm going to use that as my sentiment on my card front, obviously. And this is going to be a thank you card today. So I'm going to go ahead and stick down those little die cut strawberries over this left side of the oval. And I'm going to pop up my sentiment onto a little bit of foam adhesive, some foam adhesive squares there, and get that stuck down, and my sentiment will have a little bit of dimension. Now to finish off my card, I wanted to add just a little bit of sparkle to the card front, as I often do. I'm just going to take some stickles here. I can't remember the name of these. Oh, here I have it on my desk. These are some... if only I could read it because I don't have my glasses on. Seafoam. These are seafoam stickles. So there you can see my finished card. I love how this turned out. It's so fun. Please make sure you check the description box below for links to all of the products that I used today. I had so much fun making this card. And also make sure you check out Honeybee Stamps in social media and the blog. And have an amazing day. Stay safe. And I'll see you here again another time. Bye-bye.